Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the most famous stories in the Bible, the story of Cain and Abel. The story of Cain and Abel is found in Genesis chapter 4. Now, this is not just a weird, obscure story. This is actually the very first murder that's recorded in the Bible. And it is important for us to see how this murder happened so that we can understand some of the things that led to it. So let's go ahead and jump into the text. We'll read verses 1 through 16. Now, the first thing that we need to understand is that these two brothers, Cain and Abel, they were sons of Adam and Eve. So right off the bat, this story is not just a story about two random people. These are actually the offspring of Adam and Eve. And what's more, they're brothers. They have a familial relationship. Now, in those days, men were allowed to have multiple wives. And in fact, later on, Adam will have another wife. Her name is going to be Seth, who is the third child that Adam and Eve have. But in this instance, we're just going to focus on Cain and Abel because they are the first two sons. And the way that their mother Eve looked at it was that she was actually the mother of all people who are going to be born into the human race. You could think of it like this, that all the people who are going to be born into the human race, they're going to be born through the loins of Seth. That's where the word seed comes from. In other words, Seth is going to be the father of the human race. And if there's any hope for the human race, it will come through him. But Cain and Abel, they were the first two sons of Adam and Eve. And this is going to be important for us to remember as we move forward. Alright, so let's keep reading. It says here, now in the time of the first fruits, Cain brought some of the fruits of the ground as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock, his offering to the Lord. And the Lord looked with favor upon Abel and his offering, but he did not look with favor upon Cain and his offering. So what exactly is going on here? Well, we need to understand that these offerings, they were actually types or shadows of what was to come later with Christ. So both of these offerings, they're pointing forward to Christ. Now, what's interesting is that God looked favorably upon Abel's offering, but he didn't look favorably upon Cain's offering. Why is that? What's the difference? Well, the difference is that Abel, his offering, it was bloodless. It was actually an offering of fruit, whereas Cain's offering, it was not bloodless. It was an offering that involved bloodshed. Alright, so let's continue. Then Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell, and the Lord said to him, "Why are you so angry? And why has your countenance fallen?" He said, "It is because my offering is accepted, but yours is rejected, O Lord." Then Cain said to Abel, "Come, let's go out into the field." And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. So what exactly happened here? Well, basically what happened was that Cain was angry because his offering was not accepted. And he was envious of his brother Abel, whose offering was accepted. And the Hebrew word for this envy, it's actually the word kesh, and it literally means to be violently angry. This was no ordinary envy. It was violent. It was a murderous envy. It was an envy that led to bloodshed. And friends, this story should be a warning for us. We should never allow envy to take root in our hearts. Envy will always lead to sin. It will lead to anger, hatred, strife, and ultimately murder. So let's close with this. What's the lesson for us today? Well, number one, we need to make sure that we don't have an envious heart. If we do, it can lead to sin. It can lead to all kinds of evil. Secondly, we need to understand that Cain's offering was not accepted, but Abel's offering was accepted. Why? Because Cain's offering involved bloodshed, but Abel's offering was bloodless. Friends, this is a type of what was to come with Christ. Christ is our perfect sacrifice. His offering was bloodless, and it was an offering that God looked favorably upon. So I encourage you to look to Christ today. Put your trust in Him, believe in Him, have faith in Him, and may God bless you as you do. And I hope that you enjoyed this video on Cain and Abel. If you did, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you could help me out, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.